The DMV Hoops Podcast.
This is Jonathan Scribner, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast. I am Kurt Cross. Adam Crain is my partner. We are once again at Capital Hoops Summer League at DeMatha. We're here in Hyattsville. Nothing but games all day. 2 courts running, but we just had an overtime thriller on court 2. And we have I'm going to call you a star. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call you a star. Let's just talk about this. Let's talk about 34 points, 12 rebounds. It was an overtime thriller. You are a rising senior, as I won't call her my intern, but my daughter, Chelsea, tells me that you're a rising senior. And we have none other than Mr. Andrew Maria. Thank you, Andrew, for being here, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. 34 and 12. And this is what I hear. Word on the street is you had a dunk last year against Sandy Spring that brought the whole house down.
Yes, sir, I did.
I did not see the dunk, but I've heard of it. So, I think hearing about the dunk is even better than seeing it.
We just heard all about it.
Right? I mean, it travels. It travels. Look, sir, tell me what it's like to be a rising senior, what your outlook looks like. I'm going to start with those two right now.
Right now as a rising senior, I'm really looking to just develop my game and prepare myself as much as I can for the next level. Playing on the AAU circuit right now, I'm trying to just get my game out there, get seen, and play at the highest level possible, next level.
Wow. Okay. Well, 34 and 12 seems like a pretty high level. Can you take it easy? It's just summer league, brother. It's just summer league. We got a whole season to get to in November. How young a team do you have over at Bethel? You're a rising senior, but the complimentary pieces around you. I see Joe McCarthy. He dropped in 10. You got a couple guys that had 7 points each. It looks like it's pretty balanced after you're 34. How young of a team are we talking about here?
We got a lot of rising juniors, rising sophomores. We were playing a rising freshman, Justice. He got a lot of minutes,
Right.
And a lot of us is our first time playing together. We got a lot of new guys out here, so we were really just trying to feel it out, build some chemistry. It's our first time playing together. We haven't had any practices yet, so we're just really trying to get accustomed to playing with each other.
What you got for him?
I was gonna say, what's this? So you're getting rebounds? Are you the big on the team?
No, I would say I'm a wing, but, any position can rebound, and I take pride in rebounding, so, I want to try to get as many as possible.
Well, that's what you just led me to where the water.
Right, didn't you, though?
I was just
Go
about
for
to
it.
say, we're hearing from a lot of coaches, every team in the DMV is looking for a real good big. But a lot of coaches are telling us, we're hearing this from coaches saying the bigs don't want to play in the paint. The bigs want to play the wing. They all want to be Durant. How do you feel about that?
Obviously, paint presence is a big thing for a lot of teams. It's important to be able to space the floor too, but every team needs a few guys that are go inside, get physical, finish inside, and get rebounds and play paint defense.
How do you get so many rebounds? What is it? What's rebounding? How do you get more rebounds than the other guy?
I tried to focus on hitting my guy, boxing out, then using my athleticism to go up and get it.
That's it right there. But here's the thing. If you're fighting for a rebound with a guy, if you box him out, you know what? I used to coach years ago, and I tell my teams, I definitely want the rebound, but if you're boxing someone out and stop them from getting it and one of our guys can go get it, I'm good with that too. Yeah. You did your job. You took them out of the picture. The more rebounds we get, the more offensive chances we get. The more rebounds we get on the other side, the fewer offensive chances they get. What's your favorite part of playing this game here? You like to play the wing, you like the jump shot, you like to take someone off the dribble. What is your favorite part?
My favorite part of basketball is probably just getting inside, finishing tough layups and dunks, and playing physical inside.
I mean, we heard about your dunks. Yeah. We heard about your dunks. So who is Andrew, and I'm saying Maria, right?
Yeah.
Who's Andrew Maria? Tell me who you are.
As a basketball player, I'm always going to play hard. Work as hard as I can at all times. I'm going to be unselfish. I'm going to do whatever I can to help the team win.
All right. Adam.
Hey, who's Bethel's rival?
I wouldn't say we have one yet. We're a newer school, we've played different schedules each season so far, so we don't really have one yet.
Who are some tough opponents?
Last year we played Clinton Grace, Bethel Academy.
Shabak's usually in the mix, right?
Yeah, the Blue Ridge School from out in Virginia. Some of the better teams we play.
And when Bethel's playing well, what has to happen for Bethel to play well? Give me a couple examples.
Today I think how we could have gotten over the top is communication. We haven't played together a lot, so our communication needed to be a lot better, especially defensively. I think we gave up 68. That's too many. That can't happen.
Right.
So we just need to communicate. We need to move the ball on offense and just play as a team, which I think is going to come. This is our first time playing together with a lot of the guys, so I think it'll come later in the week.
And for even the younger guys out there, for those guys in middle school, when Andrew is saying communication, defensive communication, Andrew, what do you mean by defensive communication? What are you talking about, specifically?
That looks like calling out all the screens. Even if you're off the court, if you're on the bench, you still got to talk. Saying where you're at, saying if you're in gap, if you're in help, and just talking, calling switches, and just letting people know what's going on.
I love to hear that, because defense is where you got to play some defense out there. You got to help your guys out, like you said, calling the screens and that sort of thing. Well, look, you guys have not played together that long, so to play a Patriot team who has a little bit more experience, in continuity together, I mean, you took them to overtime, right? But as you know, summertime is where we learn, right? It doesn't count for the state record books, right? It doesn't count towards the conference championship, but it is summertime where you want to improve your game. What is Andrew Maria looking to improve in his game this summer?
The biggest things I'm looking to improve in is physically. I want to keep continuing to get stronger to play on the college level, and getting better moving laterally, just to continue to improve my perimeter defense. And then offensively, just continue to work on my guard skills, keep working on my jump shot. I can always be better, working on my handle, and being able to play more like even point guard a little bit in the offense, being able to handle it.
All right, because sometimes what you do in high school, you might be a 6'6" power forward in your conference. You go to the next level, you might be shooting guard, right?
Yeah, the adjustment I'm trying to make.
All right, so where do you see yourself playing? How can you contribute to a team? Why? Tell me this. You've got the ear of some folks, and trust me, since we started this podcast, there are D1, D2, JUCO coaches who are adding us on Instagram. They're adding us on Twitter. You've got their ear right now. Who would they get as a player if they wanted to look at you?
I'm going to come. I'm going to work hard every day. I'm going to give it my all every day. It's never going to be any attitude issues or anything. I'm going to do whatever you need me to do to win. I can play a lot of different roles on a team. I'm multifaceted, so I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. All
right, so now we know what we got to do. We got to do what we do with everybody. Tonight, we have Game 1 Western Conference Finals. OKC, Minnesota. Who are you calling?
I'm a Minnesota fan, so I got to go Minnesota.
That's the fourth player.
All these young guys are picking Minnesota.
It's a clean sweep.
I don't get it.
So Knicks in Indiana.
I'm going to go New York.
All right. That's consistent as well. No one's picked Indiana yet.
What's going on with these young cats going Minnesota?
All right, Andrew. So now we put him through the ringer. When's your birthday?
February 8th.
All right. Favorite food?
Wings.
Favorite movie?
I don't know if I got one.
He looks like a Lilo and Stitch kind of guy. All right, favorite thing about playing for Bethel?
At our school, it's a lot of freedom. It's a lot of different workouts I can do throughout the day. I always have access to the gym. So the ability to always be able to go and put in work is big for me.
You know what, Andrew? We appreciate having you here. I expect to have another interview with you after a win and another big game. Yeah. We'll be here all summer. Look, if you want to listen, we're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, everywhere. Catch us on all the socials at DMV Hoops Podcast. I'm Curtis Cross. He's Adam Crain. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us.
The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kurt Cross, featuring Adam Crain. Thanks for listening.